So, lesson 60 talks about finding special products of binomials. So, here we have 2x plus 5 squared. Well, definition of squared means multiply by itself. So, 2x plus 5 squared looks like 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. Well, we know from our previous lesson that we can FOIL this. So, I FOILed it and got 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. Okay, similarly, we could take 4y minus 3 squared, and we could FOIL it to get 16y squared minus 24y plus 9. However, there's a shortcut so that we don't have to FOIL. So I just rewrote what we just got done multiplying right here. And then I wrote down a rule. Okay, so a plus b squared will simplify to this. So if you look at our a plus b squared, we're going to look at the 2x plus 5 and see how they relate. Okay, so by FOILing, we know that our answer was 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. However, if I don't have to write it out and think FOIL and I can use a shortcut, that might be beneficial. So in this case, my a is 2x. So our answer, we're going to square 2x. Well, 2x squared, or 2x times 2x, gives us a 4x squared. Okay, then it says we need to take 2 times a times b. Well, 2 times our a, let me write this out for you. So 2 times a, which is 2x, times our b, which is 5, gives us 4 times 5, which is 20x. And then b squared would be, here's b, so 5 squared, which is 25. Okay, similarly, we could have a minus sign in the middle, changes that minus to a b. But we could look at this 4y minus 3 example. So our a equals 4y, and you can write that, a equals 4y, b equals 3. So a squared would be 4y squared. Well, I have to square my 4 and my y to get 16y squared. Sorry, it's crooked. Okay. Minus 2 times a was 4y, and b was 3. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24y. And then b squared is 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so we're going to use this rule, this a plus b squared, to help us multiply 6a plus 3 squared. So our a is 6a. So a squared is 36a squared. 2 times 6a times 3 gives us 36a. And then b squared would be 3 squared, which is 9. If you need to write this step out in between, that's fine. I probably should have done that in the video. But if you need to define what is a, what is b, and then write out how that fits into our formula, do that. Okay, I'll try to do that for this example. Okay, so 4w minus 5 squared. A is going to be 4w. B is going to be 5. And now we have to use the formula a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So a squared would be 4w squared minus 2 times a, which is 4w. B is 5. And then b squared is 5 squared. Now we have to simplify. 4w squared, we take 4 squared, which is 16, and w squared, which is w squared. This will be a minus. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40w. And 5 squared is 25, which gives us what I had up there. Okay, now we have a different special case. So we have 5x plus 1 times 5x minus 1. You notice these parentheses look almost identical except for the sign in the middle. So here we're going to FOIL 25x squared minus 5x plus 5x minus 1. Well, notice that minus 5x and plus 5x can be combined to 0. So they just cancel or go away. We're left with 25x squared minus 1. Here's another one, x plus 7 times x minus 7. Again, parentheses look almost identical except for that sign. So I FOILed. Those middle two terms canceled off again. So we have x squared minus 49. So guess what? There's a rule or a little hint that's going to make our life a little easier. If you have a plus b times a minus b, the only difference is that sign in between. Then you can take your first two terms multiplied and your last two terms multiplied with a minus sign between them. So a squared minus b squared, which is what our two examples before had given us. So here I take my first two, x squared, and my last two, 3 squared, becomes x squared minus 9. This will always be a minus. So I'd like you guys to multiply this one.